What's up, fish tank people? Dustin's Fish Tanks bringing it to you on a Sunday, baby. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well. In today's video, I'm going to give you my top 5 tips on what you can do to improve your aquarium with almost not spending any money at all. Look, we've all got a little bit more time on our hands than usual. These are my top 5 things you can do with almost no money to improve your aquarium while we have some downtime. And my number 5 thing you can do that costs you no money during our little bit of a break here, do a water change. Now I'm going to break this into 2 different parts for you. One is obviously the, hey, I've been at home feeding my fish too much water change, where you're going to have to go and do a big, massive, giant, just massive maintenance water change. Your fish can handle up to 50% if you're handling the temperatures properly. But then I want to break it down into a second, more different style of water change. The second part of it is this: do that meticulous, tiny little bit of a water change where instead of using the big dog siphon that I know and love to run with so much, use the little guy, use the air stone, and get in there and meticulously suck out all the tiny little bits of debris, go all around the aquarium with just a tiny little bit of water getting sucked through, and meticulously clean your plants. You may even want to get a little bit of a toothbrush on the end of it and scrape away all the algae and suck it up with the tiny little airline tubing. Do a water change. Number 5, easy way to clean your tank with no money. My number 4 easy way to improve your aquarium while we're all chilling is this: propagate your plants. See how you can redesign, expand, and explore ways to increase and improve your aquascape by just simply using the existing plants you have. And I'll give you some examples of this. Say you have some crypts like these here. These could easily be divided into like 2 or 3 different segments. And you can see by looking at these crypts, these could all easily be divided up. Anytime you've got a dense growth like that, you could easily split up that crypt, or any other plants that are this well grown in. Take a little time, spread it out. The more you spread them, the more they grow. Cameo. Hey guys, how about your Anubius? Do you have any large Anubius right now? Anubius loves to be broken. Take it out, look at the veins of it, and break it, spread it out, and redesign it. Do you have any extra bucephalandra that's doing well? Perhaps you can take some bucephalandra, spread it out, and use the super glue in your drawer and put it up in some bucephalandra trees. How about some swords? You have some swords you could split those up. What about baby tears? What about a foreground? How about now is the time you can sit and meticulously improve your foreground, taking every little piece of baby tears one by one by one by one and spreading it out, and work on creating that carpet you've been working for. My number 3 easy things you can do to improve your aquarium that cost you no money. Are you ready for this? You knew it was coming. I'm talking about dirting your aquarium. But Dustin, I don't want to dirt my aquarium. No. You got time, you got buckets, you got plastic tubs, you got dirt out in your backyard, you got a shovel, you got an oven, you got a pan. You can dirt your aquarium right now. I've done thousands of videos on how to dirt your aquarium. Go out in the backyard, dig up a nice patch that Fido hasn't done his business on, take it, put it in a pan, slap it in the oven, heat it for about 350 or until your wife or kids freak out that you're cooking dirt in the oven because they think you've lost your mind. Take all of your plants out of your aquarium, all of them out, put them into a big Rubbermaid tub. Take 50% of the water out of your aquarium, put it in that tub. Add your fish. Fill the rest of the set up tub with clean, dechlorinated tap water at the exact same temperature. Put an air stone on it, slightly cover it, your fish will be fine. Rip out your substrate. Keep it wet while you do it so you save some of your beneficial bacteria. Take your dirt that you've rinsed dried, put it in the bottom of your tank, cover it back up with dirt, take the airline tubing we just spoke about, and slowly fill up your aquarium with tap water. Rinse it if it needs rinsed. Drain it, fill it, and then add slowly a bunch of dechlorinated tap water. Use your conditioner, and then add all of the water from your tub, poop and all, with the fish back into the aquarium. Wait 24 hours. We've got about 30 days time. You can dirt your aquarium. My number 2, my easy things you can do to improve your aquarium while we are on this little break. Dustin, I don't want to dirty my aquarium. That's fine. Do some maintenance. Look, I clean my FX4 filters about once a year. Now would be a time to do it. Pick one of the warm days we're gonna have here as we roll into April. Take it outside, dump it out, rinse all the pads off, clean out your canister filters, make sure all the nasty stuff's out, clean out the impellers. Take your time, get after it. What about your lights? Everybody always neglects their light. Wipe that nasty hood and clean that sucker off, or better yet, remove it altogether. Clean the backseat reflectors if you have reflectors on your light. You lose, by the way, about 7% for every bounce your lights take, so you might as well clean that sucker off. Or, better yet, if you've got your tank all ripped apart, move it a little bit closer to a window. How about another thing you could do while you're doing your maintenance? Perhaps now is the time to get rid of the duckweed. This, by the way, is the dirted duckweed fail tank that we magically grow val in. We've got 2 types of duckweed rolling in here. The tank that cannot be trusted and cannot be sealed. Now's the time to get rid of your duckweed. And here is a random boredom bonus breeding tip. Why don't you research the heck out of some of the fish you have a ton of and try breeding them? Let's say you got a big school of rainbows, why don't you research them? You've been power feeding the heck out of them, why don't you try a massive water change, add a bunch of plants, stir it all up and see if you can't get a spawn out of them. Maybe throw in some spawning mops, some hornwort, some wisteria, or perhaps a big mat of java fern. How about cory cats? Why don't you take your cory cats, slam the water level down about 50%, drop the temperature about 5 degrees, and see if you can't get a spawn out of them. And the last thing you can do to enjoy your aquarium with almost no money is going to cost you some money, but it's important. Support your local pet store, okay? These places have extremely high overhead because they are involved in great retail traffic locations. Well, guess what? Retail traffic hurts right now. Well, they're still paying all that overhead and they're still paying to keep those employees around. Support your local pet store like this. Call them up, say, hey, I would like to get this, that, and whatever else you think is cool. They say, hey, it's gonna be 20 bucks. You say, all right, why don't you run my credit card over the phone, Mr. Pet Store employee? Oh, by the way, add $2 on it because you're working publicly facing the people while everyone else is quarantined. Have them drop it off out in front or say, hey, I'm pulling up in a silver Corolla. They come out, you wave, they go inside, you get your stuff and you go home. You take it home and you do everything we just talked about. Don't forget to enjoy your aquariums, folks. Everybody drop me a comment on what you're doing during this little downtime here. Everybody make it an awesome week and tank on.